Hey coders, welcome to DevByteSchool. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm Vikram Joshi and I'm having around 7 plus years of experience as a full stack developer. Okay, I will try to share all of my knowledge and experience with you. I will also share some important resources and reference links with you. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so that whenever we are uploading the new video, you will get a notification for that. If you have gone through our channel, one of our DevByteSchool community member Rahul, he has created one playlist for Java Spring Boot backend also. You can refer to that as well. Okay, I have also created one playlist for building a Angular application by using Angular 17. You can refer that as well. So this video might get extended till 10 to 15 minutes, so I will highly suggest that don't skip the video, watch the video till the end, and you will definitely get the good amount of knowledge. So today we are going to discuss about front-end development roadmap for year 2024. Okay, so let's get started. So as you can see on the screen, there are some important topics which we need to cover to become a front-end developer. First is HTML, then CSS you need to know about. Then we need to know about some basic JavaScript. Then there are two different frameworks which are popular in market right now, which is Angular and React.js. Okay, you can study both of them. So basically, whenever we are building any website, we need HTML, that all we already aware about. So HTML is basically hypertext markup language. Whenever we see any of the website, it is built based on the HTML. So it is nothing but the way to communicate with the UI. Okay. So let's get started. So to study HTML, you need to know some basic tags of HTML. Then you have to go through the elements. What are the elements into the HTML? Okay. So there are certain types like HTML and so that you need to study. We can give custom styling for some elements that also you need to study. Then you need to know how hyperlinks are given some element. That also you need to study. Then we have to know how lists are created, how tables are created. There are two types of list. One is ordered list and unordered list is there. Okay. Then you need to know what type of tags you required for creating any table. Okay. That you need to study. So whenever you are trying to import some another website into our current page, that time you can use iframe. Then divs are there where you can encapsulate some elements inside the div. Okay, then we can refer any kind of elements using classes and IDs that you can study. Okay, then you must know how the forms are created into the HTML. That is very basic fundamental of the HTML. Then there are two basic types of frameworks for UI UX design, that is bootstrap and material. You can go through them as well. Then to study interview questions and answer, I have mentioned one link. You can study interview questions and answer from Java Tip Point. If you want to study HTML, then WC School is having really nice documentation. WC School is also providing compiler for that, so that on the runtime you can change the code and try to run the code, you will get a result over there. Okay, let's start with the CSS. So you might already aware that CSS is used for styling any elements. Okay, in order to learn CSS, you must know some basic syntaxes of the CSS. Then you must know how we are importing CSS into our HTML pages. Okay, then you need to practice some basic CSS properties. You need to practice like how background colors are changing, how font style is changing. Okay, then there is one more concept called selector and box model. Okay, that you need to study. Selector is nothing but classes and IDs that you can refer any elements with. We have already discussed that into the HTML part. Then there is a CSS box model. You need to know how elements are surrounded with content, padding, and border and margin. Okay, then you need to learn about some display properties. Display block is there, display inline block is there. Okay, you can study them as well. Then you need to know how positioning work into the CSS. Then there are some advanced concept into CSS as a flexbox and grid system as well that you can study. Then you might have seen some websites where elements are moving from one side to another side. Some magical animations are there. So that all included into the transition and animation. Then after learning all of this concept, you must see that your website is displaying properly into every device, that is into laptop, desktop, on your mobile phone also UI should be proper. Okay, that all concepts are included into responsive design. Then there are some advanced topic like import and font face that you can study. Then I have mentioned one link for interview questions and answer, you can refer that. Again, for the CSS, WC School is a nice website to refer. So let's start with the JavaScript. So basically JavaScript is a framework that is built for interacting with the web pages. Okay, what exactly interacting with the web pages is, you can capture any triggered events, You can decide what kind of action will be taken on click of any buttons, okay, and many other features JavaScript provide, okay. Then there are some data types into the JavaScript as well. There are some data types as a string, integer, boolean. Then you must know how the variables are declared into the JavaScript. You must aware about what is the const, what is the late, and what is the var, okay. Then there are certain types of operator you need to study. Assignment operator is there, comparison operator is there. Then there is a arithmetic operator, logical operators that you can study. Okay. Then you must know how the arrays are declared into the JavaScript. Then how we can loop into the array. Then there are some basic array functions like map, filter, reduce. You need to study them as well. Okay. Then one more important question asked into the interview, that is the ES6 features. So interviewer might ask you that what are the ES6 features? Then you must study all of them. There are arrow functions, template literature is there, destructing assignment is introduced into the ES6 feature. Then there is a spread operator, then classes and modules are implemented into the EA6 feature. Then you must know what are the promises, what is async await, okay? What are generators and iterators, okay? That all you need to study into EA6 features. Then classes and objects. JavaScript also follow the object-oriented approach, okay? You can create classes and objects into the JavaScript that you need to study. Then Turing.com is providing very nice interview questions and answer list. You can study from that. Then even for the JavaScript, you can study it from WC School. They are giving very nice documentation for JavaScript also. So after JavaScript, you must study some basics of TypeScript. So TypeScript is nothing but the superset of JavaScript. It added types into the JavaScript, okay. So any variable you declare into the TypeScript, it will be having some definite type like string. It will be type of the integer, okay. You need to study that. So you don't need to deep dive into anything. Just basic knowledge about TypeScript is enough to become a Angular or React.js developer. Once you create any project and step by step you will learn all of the things. Okay. Let's start with the Angular. Angular is a binding framework which binds component with the view. It provided the larger functionalities. Angular is built based on the TypeScript. We can create a single page application using Angular. To create any project into the Angular, you must aware about some basics of JavaScript and what is the TypeScript is used for. Okay. Then some common methods used into the Angular are map, filter. Okay. Then you must be aware about what are the components. Then we can also create some user defined models inside the Angular that mostly people are not following. So if you are defining the user defined models inside the Angular, you are really following the concept of object oriented programming. It will definitely help you into your further projects. Okay. Then you need to know what are the templates into the Angular, what are the directives. You can also create the custom directives into the Angular. Okay. You need to know how modules are created, then how modules are lazy loaded. Okay. That concepts also you need to study. Then we can create a services inside the Angular, how services are common for modules and how we can access the services. Then there is one more concept for dependency injection that you need to study. Okay. Then you need to know how routers are called into the Angular. Then after studying all of this concept, you need to know how Bootstrap or any material design template we can integrate into our project. After creating some projects, you will definitely get knowledge and you will able to integrate themes into your project. Okay. Then after studying all of this concept, if you have time, you can study advanced concepts like RxJS, observable pipes. These questions also are highly asked into the interviews, so you can at least study the basics of them. Then again, Turing.com is provided nice interview questions and answer list. You can follow them. Now to study Angular, you don't need to go through any playlist or anything from the YouTube or some other courses. Angular's official website, angular.io, has provided very nice documentation for that. You can always follow that. So let's move ahead. React.js. So React.js is also JavaScript framework. It does not provide any CLI, but still it is very popular. As React.js is lightweighted, it gives high performance than Angular and any other frameworks. So based on your choice and preference, you can choose between Angular and React.js. Okay. In React.js also, how components are created into the React.js. Then you need to know how rendering is worked into the React.js. Then you need to manage state into the React.js. You might heard of. To managing the state, we use state and use effect. They are basically called as the hooks. Okay. You can study that concept as well. Then you need to know how routing is performed into the React.js. Okay. You can go through that as well. Then there is one more advanced concept called Redux. It is highly used for managing states into the React.js. Okay. After studying all of this, you need to know how APIs are integrated into the React.js. It is common functionality we need to implement in any front-end development project. Okay, so basically to integrate API, there is one package called XCOS. We commonly use that into the React.js. There can be multiple alternatives for XCOS. You can study them as well. Then again, Turing.com is provided nice interview questions and answer list. You can prefer them. And even for the React.js also, you don't need to follow any other resources. Their official website has provided very nice documentation. You can always prefer that. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you like our video, please share with your friends and colleagues. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so that whenever we are uploading the new video, you will get a notification for that. If you have any questions or any doubts, you can always comment and we will try to revert you back and resolve your doubts. Let's meet in the next video. Till then, happy coding.